Well, widespread condemnation has followed Ajaero's arrest and the SERAP office raid. Labour Union Group TUC demanded Ajaero's unconditional release, calling his detention unjust and a violation of rights to freedom of association and expression. Global rights group Amnesty International also condemned the arrest, with its Nigeria director Isa Sanusi saying President Bola Tinubu is setting a new record of impunity. Well, the Rule of Law Advocacy and Accountability Center called Ajaero's arrest and the takeover of SERAP's office alarming for freedom and democracy in Nigeria. Other groups, including the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, called for Ajaero's immediate release. Let's cross live to our Lagos studios and speak to the director of Amnesty International Nigeria, Isa Sanusi. Good to have you on Newsnight tonight. Well, you've been reacting to this developments with the NLC president being arrested and, of course, SERAP office inundated or bombarded today here in Abuja. Of course, you've been making your thoughts known, but let's expatiate on that. What does this really mean today in Nigeria?
We are really shocked. We never expected that this will come. We are really devastated that the civic space is increasingly coming under attack. And we are surprised that these two things happen on the same day. And but we are not at the same time surprised because so many things have happened in the last 2-3 weeks that show that this is going to happen. And the only thing that is really surprising to all of us in the civil society space is the fact that this is happening under a government that was elected by the people. And this is happening under a civilian government. This is draconian, unacceptable, unlawful, and it's a gross attack on the freedom of association, freedom of expression, and the effort to fight corruption in Nigeria. And this is definitely something that is going to have a very severe consequence on human rights across Nigeria, and it is not going to augur well for all of us.
Let's stay on the consequences on human rights in Nigeria. How bad do you think things are likely to get? And do you think there will be any kind of pushback from civil society, the media, and what have you? What kind of pushback do you want to see at this point?
Well, as we all know, freedom is not something that you are just given on a platter. And therefore, you should not expect Nigerians to just sit down and be watching while a few group of people who are in power think that they can muzzle everyone, they can harass everyone and intimidate everyone and prevent everyone from talking. Nigerians are tired of corruption. Nigerians are tired of mismanagement. Nigerians are tired of, endless suffering. Right now, there is no fuel in the country, and even where it is available, you can't afford it. This is what Nigerians are talking about. And clearly, it is those people who are talking about these problems and how to solve them that are being targeted. And this shows that we all have to get ready for what is to come. And definitely, what is going to happen is not going to be good for every one of us, because this country is funded on the principles of freedom and justice. And a situation whereby the government believes that it can use intimidation, it can use government institutions to harass people who are doing legitimate things, who are doing legitimate activism, is unacceptable and is not going to augur well for all of us. And I believe that with the arrest of journalists, harassment of journalists, intimidation, of bloggers, whistleblowers, it shows that we have to brace ourselves up for what is to come. And I believe that Nigerians cannot just sit idly and watch a few group of people taking away the freedom they fought for, freedom that they committed themselves to protecting. I think people will not take that.
Well, the Nigeria Labour Congress has given till midnight for Joe Ajaero, the president of the NLC, to be released. What do you think are the implications if government does not, release Joe Ajaero?
Well, the Nigeria Labour Congress is within its right to give this kind of ultimatum, because I don't believe that there is any legitimate organization that can watch while its leader is being subjected to humiliation, harassment, and intimidation to this level. Let me take you back to November in Owerri, Imo State, where the Labour leader was beaten, and nothing happened, actually. And a few weeks ago, the NLC headquarters was attacked by security agencies. A bookshop was attacked. Just imagine a bookshop being attacked. How can a bookshop be a danger to a country? In a country where you cannot travel from Abuja to Kaduna in peace of mind. A country where bandits are abducting people and collecting ransom and displaying that same ransom on television. A bookshop was attacked. The books were ransacked. The Labour leader was also, summoned through a very humiliating manner, through a letter that was widely publicized. He was invited for questioning. If they have any evidence against him that he has committed something that is against the law, why can't they take him to court? Why can't they present those evidence to Nigerians? But this pattern of harassment, is not something that will take us to the right direction. It's not something that is acceptable. It's a shame that Nigeria, a leading country in Africa, is going through this at this time and under a government that was elected by the people. I believe that the government still has enough time to release him unconditionally and immediately, to apologize to Nigerians, to apologize to the labor unions, and to promise that they will never do this kind of impunity again. I think the government has a chance to redeem itself and stop this unnecessary and unlawful harassment of the civil society and people who are committed to making sure that Nigeria is a free society where the government can be challenged, the government can be criticized, and you will go to bed without the fear of being arrested or harassed.
What do you think the optics are for Nigeria's democracy when it's looking like democracy is being, gradually beaten back? Is that what this is looking like in Nigeria?
Well, definitely, democracy, as we all know, is founded on the foundation of freedom and justice. Where there is no freedom, there is no justice. Where there is no rule of law, there is no democracy. And that is what we are seeing now. Many journalists have been arrested. They have been questioned. They have been subjected to humiliation. Bloggers and whistleblowers are consistently stigmatized and attacked. So which kind of country are we living in? And at the same time, what these people are talking about is that corruption should stop. The insecurity that is preventing many people from sleeping at their homes with their two eyes closed should be brought to an end. They are not demanding for something unrealistic. They are demanding for some basic things that in many other smaller countries, less prosperous countries, these things are just common and available. And people are saying that stop the corruption, stop the mismanagement, give us better life, give us roads, give us electricity. Right. We are not asking for everything free. Nigerians are hardworking. And therefore, subjecting people who are demanding for these basic things to this kind of intimidation and harassment is really unfortunate and is unacceptable. And I believe that Nigerians have every right to resist this attempt to turn the country into a repressive space.
Right, we'll have to say thank you very much. Isa Sanusi, Director, Amnesty International, Nigeria. Thanks for joining us on Newsnight.